Hey there, welcome to the Graced Health Podcast, your diet culture-free source for aging strong in your physical, mental, and spiritual health. My name is Amy Connell. I'm a weight-neutral certified personal trainer and intuitive eating-focused nutrition coach who loves walks with friends, chocolate, and Jesus. This is the place for women over 40 who are looking to grow strong as they age and nourish their body, mind, and spirit. I'm so glad you're here. If you are a new listener, first of all, welcome. And if you want to learn more about this podcast, go check out season 19 starting January 9th, 2024, and then listen to the episode 30 plus non-gym ways to improve your health. You'll find the free download that goes with that episode in today's show notes. Let's dive into today's episode. I don't talk about this very often, but one of the things that I love doing is speaking to groups of women. I had the opportunity to do this a couple of weeks ago, and this particular group of women were just super high achieving, detail oriented, smart. Of course, you guys are all really smart. I do know that, but they just were like this type A personality. In that speech, I offered 5 non-gym ways that they could improve their health. A few of the suggestions I provided also had the intention of de-stressing or downshifting. We are in an amped up state. If you are listening to this real time, it is the holiday season, and everything is just a little more. You know, there's more everywhere. I've got more decorations in my house. I have more things on the calendar. I have more projects that I am trying to get done before the holiday season, and everything is just more. We need to take the time to downshift, to de-stress. Today, in this mini episode, I wanted to offer you 3 quick ways to de-stress, and these will take less than 1 minute. That's because they are all the same thing in different environments, and that is breathing. Specifically, taking 3 deep breaths through your belly and out your nose or out your mouth, and just pausing for just a second to try to de-stress. I wanted to give you 3 different ways that you could do that today that will fit into whatever you are doing. The first is to take 3 deep breaths before you eat your food, especially if you have a rushed lunch. I know I do sometimes. I'm trying to eat lunch really quickly before I go off to do the next thing. I know a lot of you, if you are at work and you're eating lunch at your desk and you're just eating to not be hungry anymore, if we can take just a second and take 3 deep breaths before we eat, then believe it or not, that will help us absorb the nutrients better than if we eat when we're in a stressed out state. This is one of the things I learned from Elise Muselis way back in season 13, episode 11. The episode was titled Rewrite Your Food Story to Change the Way You Eat, Think, and Live. And I loved this conversation with Elise, but that was one of the things that she was teaching us is when we are stressed out, amped up, then we are in that fight or flight state. You probably know that. But the other thing that I didn't really ever connect until I had read an article from her, and then we had the subsequent discussion here on the show, is the opposite of that is rest and digest. We cannot digest well if we are in our fight or flight state. So whatever you are eating, just take a minute to do 3 breaths to pull yourself down. The other example I gave to this high achieving group of women who always have something that is needed by someone in their life, and you are probably the same, is to find a pocket of time when nobody is going to be bothering us. And that pocket of time is when you use the restroom. So more than likely, wherever you are, you've got the door closed, you have just a second to yourself. Can you take 3 breaths, deep and cleansing ones, just again to downshift? So that is another one. It's funny. I was telling my husband about this. He was like, that's gross. And I said, well, you have to remember that sitting on the restroom for us is different than it is for you every time. So, if it bothers you, then can you find another little pocket of time? But that is a time that probably no one is bothering you. So let's think outside of the box, get a little unconventional here, and see how we can just take ourselves down just a minute. The other one is to take 3 breaths with me right now. I don't know what you're doing. Chances are you're driving. Maybe you're working out. If you're tootling around the house, getting dinner or something, can you just pause? Not if you're driving, but you can still do this if you're driving. But can you just for a second refocus your head and your mind to the breath that is coming in and out? So let's do that together. We're just going to take a deep breath in, fill up your belly. Out. Let's let it out through our mouth. Let's do another one in and out. One more in. And as you exhale, can you release the tension where you normally store it? There you go. There are your 3 quick ways to de-stress this holiday season and beyond. That's all for today. Go out there and have a graced day. Are you looking for an inspiring speaker for your teen group, Christian high school, women's association, or faith-based event? As a 20-year fitness professional, 2-time author, and host of the Graced Health podcast, I bring a unique perspective on helping women of all ages be resilient and holistically thrive. From keynotes to workshops and retreats, I cover topics that resonate with women of all ages with practical and grace-filled wisdom, personal anecdotes, and a deep understanding of the challenges we face. Your participants will leave feeling inspired and empowered to pursue their version of vibrant lives. Let's connect and discuss how I can serve your community and create an unforgettable experience. All my talks are customized to meet the needs of your group. So whether you're faith-based or a secular organization, I've got you covered. To learn more and book me at your next event, visit amyconnellspeaks.com or email me at amy.connell@gracedhealth.com. Hey, I'm so glad you've tuned in today. Thank you. A quick note before we go. This podcast has over 400 episodes and is on a journey of growth and evolution, just like all of us. Some episodes before January 2024 may contain references to diet culture or perspectives that don't fully align with our current approach to health and wellness from a weight-neutral, intuitive eating perspective. So, listen with a discerning ear, take what serves you, and leave the rest. Thanks for understanding and for growing with us on this journey.